Hey, Hay is for horses. So I'm watching a video by a gentleman named Mike Smith, who was a stuntman in Hollywood and rose up to be like a producer director. And I didn't know who he was when I was watching this particular video regarding a lot of other stuff concerning mind control and beyond Hollywood. But he was interjected at the end and was trying to narrate the fact that, in Hollywood and in government and all this other stuff, there are a lot of good people trying to do the right thing. And that resonated with me because, of course, I know that to be true, in spite of the fact that the dark stuff's at the top. So I started trying to figure out what the man's name was and how he fits into anything. So he's got, this will be good. He's got that particular website. So I'm going to play some of his movie, and I almost don't want to spoil it for you. What I want to try and do is, and I don't want it to be about me either, but I'll let you listen to this. He's talking about Trump.
And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job. That is our job.
So that woman right there is Zbigniew Brzezinski's daughter. Can't even say his name. He was a German guy, and he was a mind control person from that era, and she, the daughter, inherits this job to be a talking head. And he's a bozo, he can't go back and forth. Forget about him. So here we go. And I just want to tell you, as this thing proceeds, how blessed I am to have picked the career field that I did, because I feel so close to this unveiling, and in so many ways, familially, and the profession I picked. So
as I was researching,
I
found that most of the early communication companies were developed for shipping or aviation.
So this guy was a stunt man, and he rose to be a great director. I mean, this guy was superior. In my list, watching him, I'm like, he's got the life, and he ended up breaking his back. So he is where he is now.
And a lot of the men that started these companies were commissioned by the military during World War I and World War II. Many of these men worked for the Army and Navy intelligence services, along with the OSS, which we know became the CIA.
So that's a true statement. But understand that white hats play. Just like he said when I found out about him, white hats are playing in everything. Knights Templar, you get born into this world and you get to participate before you descend into this suit that we wear. You know where you're going, or you're trying to learn where you're going. So I'm telling you that we're all playing. We've all been playing. And you go back to your own life and you realize you've been a star. That's my point. It's about you. And what decisions have you made? Because we're going where we're going. So he's talking about the OSS. And the implication is that that's the essence of the problem. But I would argue that for the story to play out with karma, there's got to be a good intelligence versus a bad intelligence. So the bad intel was the Nazis that were coming with the thing. And the white hats were trying to save America, which they're still trying to do to this day. The OSS lives in people's hearts with the Statue of Liberty. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So listen to how the military ties into Hollywood.
There were many examples of these men becoming the heads or founders of some of the biggest motion picture and media companies before and after their government or military service.
It's a PSYOP guy.
How many of the media companies in today's world
boom, you go right to this.
So I started looking. There was like a family tree. The connections between our government personnel and the media corporations was unbelievable.
I mean, and it's all at the
Google,
top,
Amazon,
and it's
Netflix,
just
Twitter,
selected people.
CNN, ABC.
It only takes a
So
couple
what
of
would
them.
happen if all these companies
And these
had the
guys
same
all look
political
fine.
ideology or
You'd
agenda?
be on the train with them.
We as this
They'd be real.
population like to hear people
You can peel it back on
confirm our
all these
confirmation
people
biases. We like
as
to hear
illuminated.
People tell us that we're right. We don't like to be wrong. And we believe that the people on the media,
You know, the roles
and the
that
people
they've
we're
played,
listening to have our best.
if there isn't some level of, you know, as you peel it back, and I'm not judging anybody, but if you're a public figure, and if you haven't been in the quest of, you know, a true version of righteousness, and I don't mean to call out Bill O'Reilly, but he's a good example of Jesuit public portrayal, in that he gives to charities. You know, there's a little bit of Trump there. True fake giving. And it's, you know, you got a lot of money, you got a lot to give, and you want people to know it. So you're touting it. And he's an intelligent guy, and I actually have a lot of respect for the guy. Because you just watch him, he's a wise ass, and he was my kind of guy on Long Island, pulling the pranks on the nuns. It doesn't get any better than that. If you can make a woman cry by somehow pissing them off and making them look stupid, that's kind of a little bit of O'Reilly. And you just have to step back and examine yourself and lose a lot of things that need to go away after you acknowledge them, which I do. So, you know, you can go on and on with the media now. Look at this. Here we are, Johns Hopkins University, and the where we are right now in this section of our existence. So this is a great documentary. This guy Mike Smith is a special guy, because a Hollywood stuntman is a model of recruitment to actually go to Mars, to be a man in black and run through a school shooting, to be the device wearer who's told to do the hit, and he does the hit, and then he's done, and he doesn't know why he did it, and he's on with his life. But the guys that know to do RoboCop stuff and stuntman stuff, who were the military person that took a vacation, where the hell they go and what they do, and it's really advanced stuff that people are waking up to. Go to Secret Soldiers Talk. Brian Rink, James Rink. Super Soldier Talk. Psychological abductions since Eisenhower. And then you tie in this, and you tie in pills and scripts and all that, all these words, and we vote, and Bush was our president. So, you know, every day is another day. We're getting closer to sparkling. And Thomas said it was astounding. So you have to include that word in your active or eyes open existence, because then you can be astounded. So if you accidentally watch TV, you can tell to your friend, you whip out your Excalibur and you go, oh, watch this, woo whoop, because then it's funny, because we're always allowed to be funny. So back to this guy. I mean, he's I found this, my heart resonated with this guy when he started speaking, this guy Mike Smith. I just want to end by saying that.
Best interest in mind. The problem is what if they don't? So if you stop and think about it, they can place any agenda on the population that they choose.
I think that Hollywood is teaching bad morals to the youth of this country, as well
It's
as adults.
unfortunate the way it descends into the sickness, the primordial sickness that it is.
You can't deny that.
That
My kids are
debasing
seeing
of the
so many
lower
people
guys.
get killed
I'm
in very
teaching
violent
you
ways.
about Kanye West and 808
And the
is
sex
advanced,
that's in PG-13 movies.
debasing sexual
Every Disney
energy,
movie, there's a
and
major
he
character,
he
usually a parent,
was
gets killed.
healed from a
Trauma
communication
to the child.
standpoint
Why? It's so horrible.
by the
What a
lady
bad story.
who
Why do you
was
need
his
to start a
therapist
story
to help him with a
parents
broken
dying?
back.
Always. It's so
And it
sad.
was amazing to listen to that part of
Under
this.
MK Ultra, they experimented on children. We were even taught this in psychophysiology program that if you get to a child between ages 1 and 6 or 1 or 8, especially with sexual abuse or sexual trauma, you will split their personality and they will be imprinted the rest of their life. And many times that results in split personalities and dissociative behavior and other things.
These occult topics are being introduced to our kids, and most parents aren't even aware of it.
I just want to get this guy's face back again.
Did whatever was being
This-
asked of the job.
Stud. Show some of his active stuntman
Stunt
stuff.
coordinator, being a second director.
Mike Smith, look at him. That's not. This is him before he got
First
hurt.
big job I get, I'm on Batman Forever. And I'm walking around set and I'm pinching myself. I'm looking over, there's Tommy Lee Jones, there's Jim Carrey, there's Val Kilmer, there's Drew Barrymore, there's Nicole Kidman. And I'm like,
There he is.
how did
So understand that this is the kind of guy who could be a school shooter if they get him on the negative side. And he was completely he was a walking, unwitting, and when the lady got to him with a broken back, that makes it even twice as what she told him and unveiled for him that he was unaware of, that he had been completely unaware of the damage that was done to him because of what Hollywood does to children. And he was to an extent unwitting of it, but she felt it in him. The therapist. It's just unbelievable at the energy spiritual level. So that's that. And we're not going back to normal. To hear my voice, it's a good voice. It's a normal, natural voice that loves it around here and loves everybody. It's a vibration of energy. It's all upper, above the heart. That's the best part. It's where we're going. So, be Christ. Yeshua is Yeshua ben Joseph. He Christed it. And now his energy's back. It's Christ energy. With divine feminine in the lead in both body vessels. Kind of like that. So don't cry about it. I love you. Bye.